Not too long ago, we got some interesting details about a new Chinese tank project, the ZTZ-201. And while we have seen a lot of new tank designs from various countries focus on unmanned turrets and new armor designs, this one takes a completely different and honestly a much riskier approach when compared to its counterparts. You will understand why as we go through the video. Now, while this channel is focused on tanks, I want to take a brief moment to talk about a wider trend in geopolitics and national defense: the supply of critical materials. Headlines all over the world are warning people about the lack of critical materials. Nearly every single major country in the world has begun to directly address the need for critical minerals and the lack of supply. Trillions needed to be addressed for. This is a world problem, and at the very center of it is copper. Copper is the future of national defense. AI, data infrastructures, communication systems, and every piece of modern military technology needs copper to operate. And the world is starting to realize how essential control of copper is going to be. BHP expects the world to need an extra 1 million metric tons of copper every single year until 2035, roughly double the annual growth rate we've had over the last 15 years. And that is why I am extremely bullish on today's sponsor, Copper Giant Resources. Ticker CGNT on the TSXV and LBCMF on the OTC. When there is a clear shortage and world powers are acting on it, something big is going to happen. First, we saw gold and silver reach all-time highs. Now, I believe it is going to be copper. And this company is one of the most undervalued copper companies I've seen. They own 100% of the Mocoa copper project in Colombia, with a research estimate of 2.1 million tons of copper. Frank Giustra, billionaire mining investor, is a shareholder. The US government has already been in contact with the CEO, and they are in one of the most geologically rich areas in the world, the Andean Belt. And they only sit at $31 million market cap, a huge undervaluation. This is not financial advice. Thank you to Copper Giant Resources for sponsoring this video, and personally, this could be my #1 copper stock. The first thing that needs to be addressed about the ZTZ-201 is, well, the fact that it has an unmanned turret. There isn't anything really groundbreaking here. There is a crew of 3, which is pretty standard for these kinds of layouts, and they are all positioned in the forward hull compartment. The main thing is that an overall weight is kept within 40 tons, which is very light for a modern main battle tank. We didn't receive any information about the armor itself, so it's a complete mystery for now, and we will have to wait to see if anything will come out in the future. And it is quite intriguing because the level of protection of this vehicle is brought into question because of its light weight. Many doubt it is on the same level as some of the most modern tanks in the world. The tank is armed with one of the guns from the new generation of 105mm guns, which are claimed to have performance equal to the modern 120mm. This sounds like a bold claim, but sadly we don't have any information about the projectiles being used for this gun. I also wouldn't be surprised if it has the ability to use older 105mm ammunition, since a lot of Chinese vehicles use 105mm guns. The reason for choosing a smaller caliber gun is probably due to the weight, since they wanted the tank to be as light as possible so it can be transported by the Y-20 transport aircraft. Now, the interesting part about the tank is that it is reportedly equipped with a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle or PEV powertrain. For those who don't know, a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle combines a conventional internal combustion engine, like a diesel, with a large battery pack and a powerful electric motor. The key feature is that the battery can be charged from an external power source, like a plug, unlike regular hybrids that only generate electricity from the engine or braking. Hybrid powertrain development for tanks has been going on for a while in many countries, but no one has ever achieved success in the form of mass-produced vehicle. So why do the Chinese think they can succeed where everyone else failed? Well, according to their publications, they have implemented everything to the same level of the maturity as a traditional powertrain, like a Ukrainian 6D2 opposed piston engine. This system allows for more efficient use of a smaller main engine, and it enables silent cruising over short distances, using battery power alone with the engine off, meaning the tank will be much quieter in those situations. But of course, the big question is reliability. Adding this much complexity into a system that has to withstand the shocks of combat and operate in muddy, dusty environments is a bit risky. If the Chinese have truly managed to achieve this, it would be very important, but I will believe it when I see it actually fielded in meaningful numbers. The tank is fitted with two GL6 hard-kill APS launchers with 4 charges each, 8 in total, supported by 4 PESA radars on the turret, along with optical sensors. This is designed to provide 360-degree protection against incoming rockets and missiles. On top of that, it has an additional remote weapon station with a machine gun, which is claimed to be specifically for defense against drones. Combining a machine gun against drones on top of a hard-kill APS is the same kind of multi-layered protection we see on the newest NATO concepts as well. And finally, the tank can reportedly be used remotely without any crew. This is something we are also starting to see being pushed and developed lately around the world, since it removes the need to send the crew directly into combat and helps to at least save some lives. Of course, I don't think we will see full armies of remotely operated tanks, at least not anytime soon, but in some situations I believe they will find their use in the near future. So what can we make of this Chinese Armata tank? Well, it does seem promising, if everything that they claim is true, because for now we don't have much detailed information about this tank at all. The presence of the hard-kill active protection system means that the armor doesn't have to be very strong to sustain hits from enemy AT weapons like ATGMs and rocket launchers, but the only problem is its protection against APF-SDS projectiles, since I doubt a tank of this weight has sufficient enough protection to survive these kinds of projectiles. Of course, tank-on-tank combat is insanely rare on a modern battlefield, so it might not be a big issue at all. The most important thing is to protect the tank from the drones and AT weapons, and it seems that this one has that covered. The hybrid powertrain is also questionable. We will see if they will actually be able to mass produce it, if we do ever see this tank entering mass production. Nothing is really confirmed for now, it is all just claims that are yet to be proven. At the end of the day, the ZTZ-201 seems like a really good tank, if everything about it is true of course, but we are yet to see it being mass produced. That would be all. If you like my content, you can support me on Patreon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Have a nice day.